Tonight, she enters La Jaula looking to remain undefeated with 3 victories. La Mamba, Melissa Amaya. In her 7th professional bout with 3 victories against 3 losses, Naomi Tataroglu.
Naomi's gonna go right from the start. She's gonna be very aggressive. She learned it from a previous fight was to play that distance. She needs to work on it. She's been working on it, and then learn to shoot for the takedown. Let's see if Naomi explores some of that ground game.
It is Melissa Amaya in the blue, and it was interesting to hear Naomi Tataroglu say, "I love to box, and these fighters just don't box like me. That they are not keen on letting their hands fly." That's going to be the game plan. Amaya does have some boxing in her toolbox, but also has that submission. She beat Andrea Amado via first round rear naked choke back in November of last year.
Melissa feeling it out. Even Naomi has respect for her. She's not being right from the start aggressive, pushing the pace.
And Amaya has to use that length. She has to.
She has to. And again, if anything, Melissa could always just switch the levels and go down to the ground. They're just strategizing where to strike, but Melissa be very confident with that. See how she set up that jab, followed up with the right.
Hasn't found the range. Short left by Tataroglu.
Okay,
comes upstairs.
Okay, and that's Naomi's right there. When she pulls that trigger, she just non-stop. He's like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, Tataroglu is a beautiful boxer. The compact nature.
Melissa though landing with that jab.
Special hello to our good friend Juliana Peña, who we spoke to today. He's tuning in. Bit of a mentor to a Melissa Amaya, both with the Spokane roots.
She trains with some of the great fighters, with Juliana Peña, Michael Chiesa.
Oh, good kick, Tataroglu.
Rick Leto there, one of the top coaches of the camp. Woo, nice kick there from Melissa.
Tataroglu, who's gone through so much, losing her mother. She says, "I try not to cry every day, but I see a photo and the emotions get the best of me." It was the only family member, excuse me, Rodolfo, she says her mother died last year. It was the only family member she had left.
It's crazy to think though, Max, but from that fight, if you remember, and we welcome all the fans to watch it here on Paramount Plus, they can always go back, but she carried a picture of her mom because that day that she fought was the birthday of her mom. In fact, she took some time away from the sport to focus on being next to her mom when she went through her challenges there. She passed away now, but she was there bedside.
Such an awful thing to go, and with all accounts, is Tataroglu so close to her mom, and they were more than just mother and daughter, they were friends. It was her biggest fan across the board, and Tataroglu has to compartmentalize that and get ready for this massive fight for these two. Very sharp on the punches. It's just, can she close the gap? Woo! Good left there by Amaya.
Man, Amaya, very confident. I'm really impressed with her stand-up game here. See how she keeps tight her guard? We can see that she improved it over time from the last time that we saw her in La Jaula.
Training with Sick Jitsu in Spokane. The tutelage of Rick Little. Good exchange again, and reaching out Amaya. Maybe there's a case here, Rodolfo. She's going to let Tataroglu empty the chamber, see what she can do with the punches, and then
attack.
See if she can attack or take it to the ground.
Right. Let's see if she does have a lot of cardio, and I'm talking about Naomi here, and then Melissa can capitalize if she runs out of fuel. Melissa has great cardio. She can withstand in there. She can go 25 minutes if you give her that chance.
Tataroglu describes herself as an aggressive fighter. I like to punch people like a pit bull. I like to knock people out, and that's when she started laughing afterwards. I said her boyfriend is now her husband, who works in the Marines. Wants to make him and her mother proud.
Yeah, but every time that Naomi comes in, Melissa just stops her.
Melissa has just anchored down and taken the center of the Jaula. Blood coming out of the eye.
Look at that.
Tataroglu.
Okay, she can't give her back there. Big mistake for Melissa. Now we go to the ground game that she's very comfortable with.
Tataroglu saw the opportunity and she took it. Now Amaya is starting to crank the neck. this is where Amaya wants to be. Not under these terms, but better on the ground. Separates off the mount.
And Naomi calling Melissa to stand up.
The aerial shot from the top of the Jaula. Very quickly, we reach the end of this first round.
Should probably weigh it out here.
Let her up. That should be that of this first round. Eventful on the left eye of Tataroglu, who is in black, round number 2.
Melissa marked her territory very early on. Yeah, and that movement from Naomi is not phasing Melissa. She's using, she talked about that boxing and moving around, but Melissa's just so patient, and every time that she tries to pull that off, she cuts her.
Yeah, Amaya's in a really good spot here. Good game plan, aware of the limitations that Tataroglu can have in the striking game, and she has a lot of ground to cover. Amaya with a big step in, changing angles.
Naomi switching the stance, but Melissa cuts her.
One of many, a Ruben. Oh, good first jab by Amaya, coming up over the top. 2 of the 3 judges giving Amaya that first round. Oh, Amaya just sharp, throwing darts right now on Tataroglu.
Yeah, but look what Naomi's doing now. She's switching levels and attacking the body, not going for the face. And it worked.
Good jab, Tataroglu.
Because it brought down Amaya. Let's see if Naomi keeps that.
Gets out of the firing line as Amaya's right hand goes begging.
Woo.
Big grunts there is maybe telegraphed it a little bit. Melissa Amaya 3-0. Impressive in all 3 of her fights. 1 knockout, 1 submission, 1 pretty convincing decision.
Well, I must say though, Naomi said she worked on the distance, or wanted to work on that distance, and she has been.
By the way, Amaya could fight at 125, now fighting at 120. Good jabs.
Amaya doing much damage with those shots.
And Tataroglu getting a little puffy now from those Amaya strikes.
Hitting with that calf kick, that really low kick, to cut off Naomi's movement. Naomi, a low kick from her.
Amaya, who said, I am getting exactly what I want, a striker in this fight. Striker that she has a decisive height and reach advantage.
Oh!
Big Tataroglu takedown.
Well, Naomi said, I wanted to take down my opponent. There you have it.
She said she was working on her takedown defense, but
there
this
it
is takedown.
Takedown.
She did get one of those judges' scorecard in the first round. Obviously, it's not ideal to lose the other 2, but it's something to hang your hat on. Something to build here in round 2. This time not letting Amaya up. Very tentative, cautious Amaya on how she makes her next move. And now Benitez will just let them up. Good officiating there.
Corner of Naomi says to attack the center. There it is, 1-2 combination.
Now finding the mark.
Yep.
Now one push Amaya back.
Melissa did catch her with that jab though.
Amaya's got some power in that right hand, no doubt about it. Lead leg kick, Tataroglu. Again, a lot of kickboxing in her arsenal.
Look at Melissa's left leg there, Max.
Getting chewed up a bit.
Little bumps and bruises. I'm sure Naomi will keep attacking that. She keeps switching the stance.
Another good stance. Amaya catches her moving to her left. Tataroglu might be evening this scorecard.
Side kick from Naomi.
Both changing stances. But it's Tataroglu with the volume, continues to throw the majority of the strikes. Needs a little hair fix. That could be a problem.
But much credit to Melissa. She's so patient. Because Naomi keeps just switching and switching and switching. And that's what you got to do in that position. Because she keeps switching and switching. Melissa just needs to walk linear to cut her off, to prohibit her from switching and switching the stance.
We're wondering about Tataroglu's tank,
It's there.
It's there. She's been active with her movement. She's been active with her striking.
Oh.
Now 10 seconds in round 2. First real good takedown from Amaya. Looking to get the back, but she's on the clock. This is where she wants to do some work.
This could end Max. Oh, saved by the bell.
Saved by the bell. Certainly a better performance than we saw in round 1. It ended with the takedown by Amaya, but it was very late. Tataroglu in black.
Gotta talk to Naomi there. It's like a superstition. Every time the bell rings, she punches the corner. I don't know what it is.
Well, something to ask.
Curious to see.
And now Tataroglu center of the Jaula again. Better with the kicking. Amaya needs more output. Needs to match that intensity too. She did get 2 of the 3 scorecards, but what about round 2?
Yeah, let's take a look here.
Tataroglu continues to be mobile. The tank's gonna be there.
And by the way, kudos to these both ladies. I mean, this is their time to shine.
This is huge for both these women.
They were supposed to be right before the main card. They get this call.
And it shows you the width and breadth of these Combate cards. This was not even, this was on the prelims. It gets shot up as a co-main. This feels like a co-main event.
And it's delivering. And we've said it all the time. The women always deliver inside La Jaula.
They sure do. And how about the scorecards? Amaya got round 2 again. She got all 3 cards.
All right, so let's see. Naomi needs to push the pedal here. I don't know if Naomi's corner is screaming at her to let her know, hey, let's go.
It's got to be frustrating. She's put so much work in, but it's not been good enough. But that controlled, confident approach from Amaya, where she can strike at any moment, has paid off in a big way. And you feel we still haven't seen the best from her. But this is a really professional, experienced job by Amaya.
Amaya is just blooming as a fighter. Every time we see her in here, we see a different side, and she adapts to the fighter.
Will Amaya go 4-0? She unfurls a bunch of punch. And Tataroglu, if she can get the victory, she becomes a real player in all likelihood there at 115. They get into the clinch, slips out. Tataroglu not satisfied with getting into those entanglements.
Naomi needs to work on that jab to throw her off, because see how Melissa's kind of crunching in.
Going upstairs.
So work the body. You can use those jabs to land in the face and the body to bring Melissa to you. As for Melissa, I mean, she's doing a great job with what she's doing. Being patient, allowing Naomi to do more of the movement, which could trigger your cardio, right? But Naomi's card is on point.
Yeah,
she's not slowing down.
Amaya's still there, controlled. Now they start to get into the deep water. Amaya working, single punching out. Everything connecting for Amaya. Melissa Amaya, we talked to her. She says, I was that sore loser as a kid. I hated losing. I have learned to control it as an adult, but I still don't like it. And I don't want to experience it. Tataroglu right under the chin, but Amaya takes her down.
Amaya has seen enough from Naomi, so she went down to the ground where she feels super duper extra confident on the ground game.
Tataroglu doing well to get out. Trying to crank on that neck.
And great takedown defense here from Naomi to keep this fight on the... Oh, she has to be careful with that. Yeah, she can't do that.
Wow, careful.
Yeah.
She's a grounded fighter. You can't kick. She's got to wait.
Thank goodness she didn't connect.
Almost did.
Oh, she did.
She didn't nurse it. Marcos Perez saying you can't do that. This could be a point, and that could be...
Yeah, because that was a second warning there.
Amaya laughing. she put the bait out.
That one nipped her. But come on, they warn you the first.
Certainly
and
with the
the
kicks
second.
and the elbows when the opponent is grounded, you can't do it.
You got that one knee down, or any of your body on the ground, you can't kick, you can't knee, you can't punch.
Won't be the point deduction, perhaps, because he didn't connect.
They had pride rules back then, where you were allowed to do that.
I think that was just a case of being impatient for Tataroglu.
Yeah.
There's no bad intentions there. She just wants to keep fighting.
And the momentum was so good, right? It was
Amaya
just going
has such
great.
good control of the cage.
All right, here we go. Just where we left off, Max.
Oh, big right hand, Amaya! saw Tataroglu coming in, but she can take a punch.
Yeah, Amaya wants to switch levels. Naomi needs to push.
This is tremendous. We have seen Melissa Amaya take that next step. She has fought the striker. She has controlled this fight. She is the bigger of the fighters. Big kick to that lead leg. Amaya just eats it.
And Amaya switching stance herself.
Curling up. 30 seconds left.
With great composure from Melissa. Oh, nice hook.
These are hard punches. Another switch of the stance, but time running out for Tataroglu. Amaya, cool and collected and confident. Working that left hand like a machete. End of the fight.
In favor of the winner, by way of split decision, La Mamba, Melissa Amaya.
Got interesting there on the scorecards. The gap closed and the
I felt it.
we pumped up the nerves for sure.